Good morning, everyone. Woo! Hello, and hopefully hello to Glasgow and Bristol as well, who are watching via the stream, and we'll be checking in with them throughout today. Thank you so much for coming to this event. It feels like a long time since we began planning this, and yeah, it's great to see so many people in person for the first time in a very, very long time. I think this would have been the last time we would have all seen each other, at least in person. This was Umbraco Spark from 2020, March 2020, a whole week before everything kicked off. And a lot has changed since then. I'm sure a few of us have got fatter, myself included. A few people have maybe moved jobs. A lot's changed in that time. The country's changed a lot too. Possibly we are more divided than we have ever been as a British population. What colour tea do people take? This is a topic that divides Brits throughout the country. Anyone that's taking that one on the bottom right there is a nutter. That's milk. Is it cream or is it jam first on a scone? Or is it a scone? Who knows? Is it scone? Is a Jaffa cake a cake or is it a biscuit? These are the kind of problems that we have to deal with as a country. Really pressing issues. But actually there's a few things that unite us, and you'd be a bit surprised. We all love complaining about the weather. We all love queuing. And it seems we all love Umbraco, because the UK community is the biggest Umbraco community worldwide by any metric. Doesn't matter how you want to measure it. We've got 32 Umbraco MVPs. We've got thousands of certified developers. We've got hundreds of partners as well. So it's fantastic to see an event like this taking place. We're in a really unique position. We've got 16 meetups in this country, where most countries only have one meetup. We have an incredibly active community, and it's so great to see so many of you here today. We wouldn't be here today without a few special people. I have to shout them out first. Umbraco HQ have made a lot of this possible. Maybe most of it possible, shall we say. I'm really impressed we've been able to put an event on for £25. It's a nominal fee, basically. In this sort of time, we just wanted to see people in person. That's the whole point of this, the community together. So, yeah, Umbraco sponsored and supported the event considerably, and it's thanks to them that we're all able to be here today. And we've got a fantastic range of HQ speakers and attendees here as well. So let's give them a round of applause. Another special shout out goes to Team Vendor, who I'm a big fan. You'll know if you watch UmbraCoffee each week, I talk about Vendor a lot. I believe there's a drinking game. Vendor have also supported this event and the Umbraco UK Foundation, which we're going to talk a little bit about in a second. But thanks to Vendor, again, this is all possible. And they'll be doing a talk. Matt's doing a talk in a little bit too. Yeah, round of applause. There's also 3 special companies to give a shout out to. They've all made sure that the individual 3 events we've got running around the UK can actually happen. So in Bristol, Jibe, Steve and the team are really to make sure that that can go ahead, and they're kind of dealing with all of the logistics there. And Equator up in Scotland, Carol is there today helping out with that venue. So again, this wouldn't be possible without them. And the really important thing here is all of these companies have become supporters of the Umbraco UK Foundation. And this is something that we'd love to see more and more companies come on board with, because we can do more activities like this. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the foundation is. Launching later today, we have umbracofoundation.co.uk. This is finally, it's taken 2 years to get to this point, but we have a website that explains exactly what the foundation is and does. The idea of this is we wanted a way of supporting our incredibly unique UK community with a more official, formal process. So there is a legally registered entity. It's called a CIC, Community Interest Company, and that's what exists for the Umbraco UK community. This is a non-profit with some special clauses where actually we can make profit, but all the profit must be spent on a specific defined cause, which in this case is supporting the Umbraco UK community. Here we are trying to create a structure where we can help the community. We can provide events, funding. We can help meetup groups cover speaker expenses or venue costs. As COVID has taken over and people maybe aren't in offices so much or have got rid of their offices, we don't have so many spaces to host meetups. Having space where there's enough space for distancing is incredibly difficult and costs money. The idea is that this structure can help support that. We equally want to use it as a way of improving diversity and inclusion. So this fund can effectively help support tickets or travel expenses for people that wouldn't have otherwise been able to get to those events. I think it's a really important thing. Also, like I said, we've got hundreds of partners in the UK, and they're all kind of doing their own thing. This is a way to get everyone together and to support the community in one way. So what does the structure look like and how does this work? Well, we've tried to make this as balanced as possible too. So for £1,000 a year, flat fee, anyone can become a sponsor, a supporter of the foundation. And that is kind of designed for companies. We're looking at some ways we could explore individuals supporting too, should they wish. But I guess by being at these events, you're supporting. So £1,000 a year, you get your logo on the website, you get a big shout out at every event that is supported by the foundation, a big thank you and kind of kudos for being part of the community in an official way. You'll also have a spot in the newsletter, which is starting in January. So once a year, you could put a job ad or something in there. There's real value for businesses to be able to go direct to the community and promote what they're doing. It's kind of for you to use however you wish. So yeah, legally, as I say, it's a legal entity, Umbraco Community CIC. Structure in place to keep this fair and equal. We have a board, a technical board, in the legal sense and in an operational sense. The board is made up of two parts: guarantors, who are legally responsible for making sure that the foundation is run in a way that meets the requirements of what's been set out. It must be for the benefit of the community. And there'll be 3 people that will be finding. If you feel like that could be you, let me know and we could get you on board. Currently, I'm the only person there, and I don't want to be, because that's the exact thing we're trying to avoid. I see that as a transitionary thing, and in a year's time I'll be gone and other people will run this. So those people are supposed to be community figureheads, people that are happy to take on some legal responsibility here, small legal responsibility, just to make sure that the whole foundation can run effectively. And then the other half is a community board. Call this volunteers. They are responsible for deciding how the foundation actually runs and what we use the resources of the foundation for. So this would be 5 people, and we want to go for people from different backgrounds, different parts of the UK, different roles, not developers. People, everyone that's got an interest in the community who feels like they could help make a difference. Let me know. I think I can see plenty of people in this room who'd be a great fit for helping out with that. There'd be no big commitments or obligations. It's just maybe a Slack channel that occasionally someone will ask for some help and we can say, yep, we can provide that funding to you. Like I say, mixed group, really important. So if you know someone that could be a good fit, let us know. And the final really important thing is we're trying to run this in a way where there's very few conflicts of interest. So we want people from gold partners who maybe host meetups or run events, but maybe they would nominate someone on their behalf to represent them, rather than the person who's benefiting directly to be on the board themselves. So have a think. If you know anyone, we'll be assembling a board in the coming weeks, and the idea is we can start in the new year. Like I said though, these companies and Vendor and Umbraco have all contributed to making this reality, to making this event happen, and to support the community for the rest of 2022 and beyond, so that's fantastic. All right. A few logistics, because I have to do that. There's a hashtag, Umbraco Together. It's on your lanyard, it's on the slides, it's everywhere. You can't miss it. Please use that. It's a great way to share what we're doing today, a great way to make people jealous who couldn't come. Yeah, I think this is important. Also, we want to try and connect the venues that we've got around the UK as much as possible. So let's all engage via that hashtag, to Instagram, Facebook, wherever you like to social, LinkedIn. People use LinkedIn? I guess LinkedIn. Discord. Yeah. Cool. So we're trying to make this event as safe as we reasonably could, given the current circumstances. Of course, it's a bit difficult, but if you would like to, we'd ask you to wear a mask. It's just a recommendation, it's not a requirement, but if it makes you feel more comfortable, please do, and it might make the people around you feel more comfortable too. Also, you'll have noticed we didn't just choose these Lanyard Colors for a reason, for no reason, but they are on purpose. This is a traffic light system to kind of indicate how comfortable you are to other attendees with social contact. So green is, yep, not anything goes, but you know, yeah, I'm comfortable. You can come up, talk to me closely, that's fine. Yellow is you're comfortable, but maybe keep a bit of distance and, you know, just be a bit cautious. And people who have a red lanyard, they would far prefer you to keep decent distance and, you know, to let them have their personal space. And let's all just try and respect this as much as we possibly can today. I think it's a really important thing to make sure this event can go ahead safely. We've, of course, made sure that all of these venues, ample space. You should be able to have a whole sofa for yourselves. Lie out, don't fall asleep, but you know, yeah, take up as much space as you need to, and yeah, just be sensible, please. A big shout out to these 4 people, and if anything is going wrong in your local venue, these are the people to reach. So Carol and Shanice are up in Glasgow. They are the people to talk to if you've got an issue. Equally, Steve and Sophie, they are helping out in Bristol, and we'll make sure that that event's running smoothly. If you need anything, talk to these people. In London, talk to me, or any of the bump team. You'll have met Joe when you registered. And with that, let's look at the schedule, because we've got a packed schedule today with virtual sessions and also in-person sessions with every location around the UK. So we're going to kick off with a keynote from Philip in a second. We'll have Matt on shortly after that, and then splitting out of sessions in person throughout the day. If you need to access this, QR code on your lanyard, all of the details of the schedule for today, so don't miss that one. And with that, I'm going to hand over to Philip. Thank you.